damn, that's some big Dreamcast energy. Oh, now this is a damn video game right here. Now we're talking. This was my game of the year for 2021. So let's just get straight into it, no messing about. Ray here is a Void Runner, a specialised type of space adventurer on a mission to save her home planet from being sucked into a black hole and destroyed. And she has one of the best character designs I've seen in years. That rich purple armour with the weird wispy hair and the 3 glowing eyes and her mask like she's Dagoth or some shit. The way she's kind of built like a ninja, but then she has those massive Reeboks on that she can use to skate across the bubblegum blue clouds and hit sick grinds on spaceships. When I grow up, I want to be Ray. And hey, that pretty much does it for plot too, because if I say too much more than that it'll be a spoiler. A lot of this game's story is told through environmental cues and finding notes and cryptic NPC dialogue, and a great story it is too, but the devs here keep it nice and loose for us. If you just want to skate about, solve puzzles and fight huge bosses without a curve for the narrative, then you absolutely can. The biggest draw for me, of course, is the aesthetic. All smooth and colourful like, super Dreamcasty. But the gameplay is incredibly satisfying too, and it has an interesting hybrid of styles. I really can't compare Solar Ash to any one game in particular, but there are some clear influences that it wears on its sleeve. The main goal of each area is to activate and kill an enormous boss, which you do by jumping and climbing and stabbing weak points, so Shadow of the Colossus is a good parallel there. However, this world, although sparse at times, is much less empty than Shadow of the Colossus. There are NPCs to find and talk to and help with their various troubles, so we got side quests and collectibles too. You also do some roller skating, of course, which includes some very cool vertical grinding straight out of Sonic Adventure 2. You got the Breath of the Wild Uncharted climbing. And then the combat with non-boss enemies is just really nice and breezy, like an old 5th or 6th gen hack and slash. Essentially, this game is kind of a huge blend of stuff that was already cool, and then it takes the coolest part of each of those things. But I wouldn't be me if I didn't dine out a little bit on these graphics and that sort of ethereal vibe that the whole game has. Ethereal is maybe a strange word for a game that features so much machinery and organic stuff. We got spaceships and robots and huge alien carcasses. But then the world also has this very ghostly feel with the gently falling ash and the floating rocks. It's somehow a quiet and reflective game despite the fact that most of the time you are skating and jumping and grappling and bullet timing. There are bad guys everywhere and lasers and explosions, but somehow the game never feels stressful or hostile. It just consistently has this otherworldly sense of calm. Some of the areas are absolutely breathtaking too, like the acid palaces of the Mirror Sea here. This was the seat of the Cyclodorian Empire before it fell into ruin because of plot reasons that I won't spoil for you. The Cyclodorians are one of several alien races you'll meet throughout your adventures, and they're a proud race of crab-type aliens that are all concerned with Imperial-type stuff.
Here to help rebuild the Cyclodorian Empire, scallywag.
Maybe another time.
The young have no work ethic these days.
As such, the area has lots of striking marble and gold pavilions and huge shiny armada spaceships. It's all quite spectacular to look at, and the scale of these structures really brings home what a big world we are in. Then on a totally different beat we have the Eternal Garden, which is the nighttime mushroom temple area home to the Umbra, a plant type race who are very religious and concerned with things like poetry and scripture. Their area here serves as a good contrast to the Mirror Sea, because where the military crab boys love to build big palaces and spaceships and make everything feel all very splendid and regal, these fellas like to keep things a little bit more natural and low key. Mysterious spores and bioluminescent flowers all over the place. Books and tomes tucked away in little libraries. Umbra elders meditating quietly in secret corners. It has a very sacred, reverent feel. And I mentioned that the game has some good NPC questlines too, so let's hook up with my very favourite NPC, Admiral Ames. This boy is one of them crab alien dudes, and he's the commander of the Imperial fleet. His mission is to find and protect the first citizen, the ruler of his people, and as such he sent out some of his best boys on a search and rescue mission. Problem is, they've gone missing too. And so Ray, being the solid bro that she is, agrees to help Ames find out what happened to his men and track down the first citizen. I said up top that this video won't have any spoilers, so I can't show you the outcome of this mission, but I just wanted to mention it to give you a flavour of how this game handles side content. Speaking of which, Ray has a crew of her own who are all AWOL, and tracking down their notes and logs helps you to uncover new armour sets for her. They all have special powers like making your attack better, making your defense better, making your boost faster. There's always an incentive to try and explore and track them down. Because although it is a peaceful world, it is not one devoid of combat. And so we skate and scoot, we also got to be ready to slash and bash. The baddies are all pretty weak, no damage sponges here, but then they can also pack a punch like these laser sniper dudes where you got to take cover and sneak on them. There are tactical considerations to make, and each enemy is distinct enough that you will find yourself switching up your tactics as you come across different ones. But if I go on too much longer, we're going to be getting into the spoiler zone, and that's not where I want you to be. I want you to be in the buying solar ash zone. So the next time you decide to treat yourself to a game, let me assure you that you won't go wrong with this one. Hey look, we're at the end of the video. I certainly hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, then please do me a solid and hit those buttons for me. Until next time friends, peace.